Live and stop playing. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live with the Shiggle Show. Happy Thursday, happy Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve, my loves.
Sup, niggas?
Fuck is good.
Why does this work? Okay, let's see. How does this work?
I feel like 9:15 isn't shabby.
What'd you say?
I said I feel like 9:15 isn't that shabby, considering all the twists and turns we have to do.
Yeah, twists and turns is good though. Mm-hmm. Twists and turns is good. Mm-hmm.
Twists and turns are okay, I guess.
Yeah, they're good. No, okay. They're good because life is full of twists and turns.
You like to twist and turn on that dick?
Whoa, that's kind of crazy.
You say you was at your boyfriend's house?
My nigga.
Huh?
There's a difference. You see, and I'm glad we're right on par with the topic of today. You know?
Did you not say that you was at your boyfriend's house?
Did I say my niggas? Did I say my niggas? Did I say my niggas' house?
It's the same thing.
Like now you trying. You see, and I'm glad, and y'all are gonna find out the topic of today. And you know what? I'm with the shits as always, as so are my co-hosts. Because you know what? And that's right on par. And you know what's funny? Because I try to write down like maybe like 2 or 3 Doc Cheney's rants and kind of whatever one goes with the vibe. That's when I run with. And that's right on par. And you know what, Candy? Remember that comment you said when it comes to Doc Cheney's rant. Yeah, I mean, because that's right.
All I'm asking is why don't you call your male friends your boyfriends? Because like so often people will say, if I have a female friend, like they'll say, "Oh, Tony, your girlfriend, Tony," or especially like our family, you know, the old way of saying things like, "Oh, your girl, you going to your girlfriend's house?" Like, yeah, I'm going to my girlfriend's house.
That makes sense. But due to the climate of 2023, that is highly unacceptable. I mean, it's highly confusing. Back in the day, it was highly unacceptable. Nowadays, it's highly confusing. Yeah. So that's just to say the least. But
so not at your boyfriend's house.
The homies, you'd be like, "Yo, I'm at my homies, the bros." You know, that's generally what we say. I mean, you know.
I don't know why you got to get your the diddle.
I have a question. You mentioned that for your Doc Cheney's rants, you usually have like 2 or 3 of them and you kind of just go with the flow and see which one you go with. Do you combine them?
No.
You don't?
No.
Because I'm wondering, I'm just trying to make sense of the rants usually.
They call the rant, baby girl. So they don't even make sense in and of themselves.
They don't. Okay. They don't. That's why I was wondering if maybe you took a little from here, little sprinkle from there.
Being that you're trying to slight me.
Am I though? Yeah. Am I slighting, or I'm asking for the audience?
You know what? Disrespectfully, fuck you and the audience. I mean, because that's
disrespectfully.
Yeah. Because I don't want to lie and say whenever somebody say, you know what I mean, respectfully, or they're like, you know, not to sound whatever. Yeah, nah, they're gonna do the opposite. So yeah, I mean, disrespectfully, straight up. You know what I mean? Fuck
no chaser. Thank you.
No chaser. Strip. You know what I mean?
Just
right.
Slap on the knob.
Woo! That sounded crazy. I don't know if all that's included.
Gotta gawk it down. No chaser.
I don't even think you can suck good dick, man. You talk all that shit. I don't even think you suck good dick, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, I don't know if I suck good dick. I don't have a dick that needs to be sucked, so like I don't have one, so I don't know if I'm good or not.
Yeah, you behave like you have one, along with a lot of women nowadays. But you know, I guess we'll dive into that at some point. You know what I mean? So because
I'm headstrong,
yeah, exactly, 100%. I'm glad you actually yes.
Well, I mean, you know, men who aren't pussies aren't readily offended.
You know what? And once again, you made a great point as well, because what happens is nowadays you can't tell a man from a woman already. You know what I mean? Because yes, there's a lot of feminine out there, and you know what? Yo, love everybody. Be what you be. You know what I mean? and I ain't gotta like it. I don't give a fuck. So here's what it is. That's the thing about this place. I mean, this place they call America. Yo, that's one of the greatest things I could say. Well, we used to be able to say what you want, but people get offended. If you get offended, yeah, we starting hot tonight. You goddamn right. You know what I mean? You ain't just come in. There's another man in here. You ain't just come in. So you just entered. Okay? Nah, but you damn right. And that's
rather you enter than come in.
That sounds even. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, because that even sounded bad too. But yeah, I mean, yo, shout out to people that live who they really want to be deep down inside. I mean, that's really what it is. Shout out to the people that don't let outside influences dictate how they want to live, and that's really what it's about. Those are the ones that I respect. I don't respect the ones that are like.
Well, see here, I aspire to be a rich housewife, and the outside factors are the bank.
Yeah.
And the way my bank account is set up is not allowing me to be the best version of myself.
I get that. And
it's really unfair.
I like that. But you know what? No matter where you go, that's
banks. Fuck them banks. Why gotta give you my money? Why I gotta pay for you to give me my money back? What the fuck is that about?
I dig that. But you know what? Instead of us blaming all these banks, this is the way it is, okay? Get used to it. Stop trying to change shit. Change yourself. Let the change start from within. You know what I mean?
And you should be trying to change the verbiage that we use. Everyone says boyfriend and girlfriend. And if you have male friends, they don't have to be your knickers.
No, see, I agree. And that may come off as first of all, that's not the brewer term. Most of the time, I'm going to my bros, I'm going to my friends or my homies. You know what I mean? Yeah. My guy. They may say my guy.
It's short for boyfriend. Just like we say, oh, I'm going to my man's house. Sometimes we say boyfriend. Sometimes we say significant other. Sometimes we say love of our life.
It's not significant other. It's not significant other. Okay. That's just a cover up. Okay.
The SO, my SO.
Yeah, I used to work in the SO store in Port Richmond. You know what I mean? That's the only SO I know. You know what I mean?
Was that a sex shop?
No, I think that's called the student something shop. I used to work in an SO store in Port Richmond. SO store, that's what they call it, where they sell the little candies and all that. Yo, peace and blessings, yo. Peace and blessings.
Happy Friday, Junior. Okay, let's get it started.
Let's get this fucking party started, okay? Since Tony says we got to get it started, let's listen to Tony.
Please and thank you.
Shenny, Tony, Cody. Shenny, Tony, Cody. Shenny, Tony, Cody.
We came for the shits and I came for the giggles. Welcome to Shiggles.
Shenny, Tony, Cody.
Shenny, Tony, Kenny.
Came for the shits and I came for the giggles.
Welcome to Shiggles.
Shenny, Tony, Cody.
Like a concrete plate.
Can I just say, those exclamation points are so unnecessary. It's very aggressive, that statement that you made. No, we didn't start yet. Yes, we are starting now.
Yo.
Yes, we are black. And stop with the aggression. Thank you.
What? First of all, yo, whoever said that fuck the significant other, please state your name so I can take a drink for you. Yeah, I mean?
No.
Appreciate that realness. Yeah, I mean?
We know what a fucking significant other is.
Yeah, get out of here.
That's when you're too old to say my boyfriend, my girlfriend. You can say my significant other and I are going out to eat.
Yeah, you just say my lady. I mean?
Yeah, that's why I say you can say my man sometimes. You can say my boyfriend.
Nah, when you're too old, you don't say my boyfriend.
And females say all the time, oh, I'm going to hang out with my girlfriends. Or we're having a girlfriend's weekend or whatever, a girls trip, whatever. We say it all the time. You guys should feel more comfortable within your identity of maleness to say, yes, I'm hanging out with my boyfriend.
He's like, no.
First of all, let me say this. I go by the name of Shenny with the Henny. Always good and plenty. And if you ain't know, now you know, motherfuckers.
And I am Controversial Candy, and I take some getting used to. Damn straight doodle.
And I am Tony, aka The Sauce, simply because.
Simply because. Oh, I love it. I
I
love
like
it.
that one.
Yeah, that was.
Thanks.
Ooh, you just okay, but you're not gonna keep that one. But I like that one. We like that one, but you're obviously not gonna keep it. I mean,
Probably. Possibly. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what next week
no,
brings.
you
It
know
could
what?
be
'Cause
saucy.
yeah, because it goes on par with your the way you be gallivanting. I mean, you might want this, you might want that, you might want cocky, you might
Gallivanting.
gallivanting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do not gallivant.
Okay. All right.
I chalant.
Oh, Shalant. Oh, okay. All right.
You're so
Okay.
stupid.
Okay. Shalant.
This is why I need to find new friends that don't read. Y'all agitate me. Y'all agitate me.
Yo. Well,
Doodle came up with that. Chalanting. We're chalanting. That's what we do. We chalant. It just sounds like fancier than gallivant.
yeah, Gallivant seemed like you're on a horse and you're just riding into the sunset.
Yeah.
Right. I don't ride horses.
Whoa.
I
just-
slowly open my legs and prepare for penetration. I don't just
Right.
Ooh,
That's aggressive.
dirty tonight. Okay. All right. Well, as you can see,
accepting penetration applications. Oh, that's what you can say.
Ooh.
Accepting penetration application.
Accepting penetration application. I like that. It has a ring to it.
It's a link to it, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
let's call that acronym APA. Okay, accepting penetration applications. APA. I would like an APA, please. I'll take 2. Yo, I like that. I like that. You got you gotta get that on the shirt.
I'm here for the oppas.
I'm here for the APA. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
I like that.
Oh my god.
Well, listen. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of adult ages, adults of children ages, we are all here for the shits and for the giggles. So without further ado, we present to you the Shiggle Show.
Sugar.
Ooh, beautiful ladies.
What we all had spirit fingers.
Oh
You
yeah,
need
okay.
fingers.
Be in there.
You have them. All right, let's get into this shit.
Fingers.
Word of the day. Thank you. Sex assignment. The terminology is sex assignment. Sex assignment is the discernment of an infant's sex at birth. A relative midwife, nurse, or physician inspects the external genitalia when the baby is delivered, and in greater than 99.95% of births, sex is assigned without ambiguity. Come to me. I thought that part right there was really interesting. 99.95%. I actually did not know it was that high. I actually, because of the way this world is attacking sex and gender, you would think that it's way lower, like in the 80s. Something
Well,
like
technically, the other where it would not be such, I'm assuming, is when the baby may be born as a hermaphrodite.
But that's what I'm saying. 99.95%.
Don't let these niggas confuse you. Don't let them confuse you.
So that's a 0.05% chance that someone will be confused about your sex. I did not realize it was that high, which further makes me more upset.
Tell them why you mad, sis.
Because this is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. I cannot wake up tomorrow and just because I feel like a kangaroo does not then make me a kangaroo. You know why? Because if you ask a kangaroo, have I been accepted? The kangaroo culture is going to be like, we don't know that bitch.
You don't identify with us.
She may identify with us, but we don't identify with her. And that's the part that we keep missing. Because all these men want to jump up and be women, and women are now supposed to, with loving arms, go, come on in. Of course, you're a woman just like me. Like I seen this TikToky, or this Mimi, is one of the two, that it said normalize trans females carrying tampons. Why would I normalize that? Why on this planet Or in the next one, would I normalize someone who doesn't have a reason to carry blood catchers
Right.
so that you can, so you gonna go waste your money to carry around something just in case an actual female has a need for the blood catcher? I'm so confused. Why would we? And why do you have to want to be in the girl category? Why can't you just be your own category? Like, why are we changing ourselves to fit into another box?
Right.
Isn't the point of changing yourself so you get out of the box?
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you touch that point because so the two items that are like most needed for I want to be a little sensitive towards what I'm talking about, but I guess females that were born as females that are homeless, the two items that, like, first of all, the two items that are needed for homeless are socks and tampons. Like many homeless women, like that's like one of the most needed items for a very long time is tampons and socks amongst both genders. So it's kind of like an insult to whereas you can purchase these items and use them for your mental benefit when somebody else needs them for their physical benefit, where they truly need those, you know. So it's kind of you know, like, yo, do what you want, but it's like, yo, like I think and mind y'all, a lot of this is based on in this country, America, where we're just in a place where this is not the natural land of many. So we're just kind of going to the flow. And people really need some of these stuff. And we kind of like start fighting wars and concentrating on things that really aren't helping the people, you know? So it's asinine to me. It's asinine.
I'm just not jacking it. Like, I don't understand how, because you woke up, you popped some pills, and now you feel like you're another sex, gender, whatever terminology you want to use. No, and more no's. There's a reason why we are establishing sex from the beginning. Like, people think that that part of it altogether needs to no longer exist. Well, my dear children, I hate to break it to you, but the only way, because we're not in 3056 yet, we're just right here, 2023, and as it stands, the way humans reproduce is with the fertilization of an egg by a sperm. We house the eggs inside of the female, and we house the sperm inside of the males. You don't want to use yours? Hey, that's on you. You ain't got to use it. I have a problem with you saying, I don't want to use it. So therefore, hence and ergo, I'm now the other sex or the other gender. No, I cannot wake up tomorrow and because I moved the chair by myself earlier, I'm feeling a little masculine today. Now I'm a whole ass man. How am I be a man? I don't know what men go through. And how I choose to be a man in the 13th hour. Like, I done lived this long as a female. And then all of a sudden, and then here's the other thing that I don't like. The fact that a lot of people can just go back. You have options. It's like one day you wake up, you feeling like a female. So I'm wearing a dress today. Call me they, them, their, and their, and they'll. Call me everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Anna.
Benishon. Yeah,
So,
I'm not with the shits. I'm not with the shits, okay?
You can be that gender one day, and then the next day be like, you know what? Fuck it. Change my mind. Going back. Don't like it. What?
Yeah. So let me so Tony, let's hear your views on this. Because you're a bit more liberated. See what I did there? As far as the topic is concerned. You know, so what's your views on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's I'm I don't identify as trans, so I don't know the life they live. I don't know their lives.
Thanks for your point. So a lot of times,
Anyway, and so because I don't know, I really can't. I don't feel that I can fully speak on it. I I don't know. I understand to Candy's point where if someone wants to be flip floppity and wish washy, like what comes to mind for me is a Jenner.
Mm.
Jenner and how Jenner, you know, granted, you might have had these feelings from the beginning of time. We came out the womb wanting to wear makeup and put on heels or whatever. I don't know. However, you did live the first like 75 years of your life as a whole man.
And reaped all
So
the benefits of that white male privilege that you have been so blessed to have.
correct. And so then to then change at that point, it's like it definitely begs the question whether or not it's if it's genuine. Whereas someone else who feel pause, rewind. At the same time, I don't know if it's so wise to allow younger children to be able to partake in changing of their genders, like giving them the hormones and things of that nature when they're under like you know a certain age, like they haven't lived life. And yes, maybe they feel like they want to play with Barbies today, but maybe they'll go to trucks tomorrow. I don't know. So them making that decision and you know making whatever changes at a younger age might be a little challenging. Um, but for those who are in their like, you know, late teens, early 20s, and they've felt this way for some time and, you know, they want to make whatever because it's a commitment. It's not
Wait,
like you're
but how can you feel a way that you never were? That makes absolutely no sense. You know, I feel like a female. No, I never been a female. How can I wake up and feel like a tiger? I've never been a tiger.
so
Just because I scrape and I scratch people, I might roar when I wake up. Do tigers roar? Fuck it. You get the point. But I never had no stripes. I never been hunted and I never had to hunt.
yeah.
How all of a sudden I'm a motherfucking tiger? I don't get it. I'm so confuzzled by the whole concept. I can understand you say I am in a wrong body. I don't feel like I should have been in this body. Cool. Whatever your brain telling you, I got you. But go get in a different category. You can't jump ship to one that's already built and made and say, oh no, I'm part of that category. Like I can't wake up and just be like, I'm Egyptian. I'm just Egyptian. Because I
I mean,
feel
you can wake up and feel or say that you feel and want to be however you'd like. May not be accurate, but you know, it is what it is. You can you can say what you'd like. I can feel like a toaster tomorrow. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel that way. So I can say for me, if that's how you feel and it's maybe not necessarily directly affecting me, then do you.
yeah, nah,
Whatever
it
makes
does.
you happy.
I don't think anything in life directly affects anyone. I think everything indirectly affects everyone. So it may not be an issue for you right now until it creeps into your working space or your home space or your personal space or what have you. Like you dating somebody that has presented as a male for the last 20 years and then he wakes up and he's like, I don't even know how to tell you this, but I've always felt like a woman, and that's why I identified with just being, you know, your mate because I was always just trying to be like you. And nigga, I don't know what to tell you, but you could call yourself Beverly if you like. I'm still gonna call you Bob. And see, and then it's going to start to get disrespectful because it's like, again, with the whole time lapse type of shit, it's like you chose to get married under this guise, and then halfway through the marriage, you're like, nah, fuck it, something else. Identify Egyptian tomorrow. I'm only gonna speak Arabic.
You know what? So like I'm very much against like number one against the a certain age. You know, like they don't want you to drink alcohol, to smoke cigarettes, to join the army or any type of military. Sorry, they try to regulate certain ages to do certain things, but yet it's okay to change your orientation when yo, let me tell you something, man. I genuinely do not care who anybody is, you know, and for me not to get too descriptive, but I work with somebody that has certain things going on without getting too descriptive. But yo, like I've developed such a certain amount of love for that person, you know, and certain and affinity for them. But I understand what who they are as a person. So that's really what it's about. It's to understand who they are as a person and not to be forced on it, like through maybe TV, social media, and all that other stuff. Yo, I really don't even care when you try to like change that. Like yo, you could change that at 50, you could change that at 24. I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you something, man. God made no error. Or the most high made no error. He made you exactly who you are to be. And that's why a lot of uh religious people are like, no, no, no. And you know what? They shouldn't be so like strong on it because at the same time, um naturally, and I've learned this over the while, and that's why these discussions are great. Like people may think like, oh, why are you saying these things? We say these things to have this discussion. So I used to say like those type of stuff are not natural, but those type of stuff are natural. The same way I may be born with a sixth finger or um with a stutter, bipolar, whatever. Like we are made naturally into this. No, I say that, Tony, because whatever like quote unquote defects, they're not defects. You know, I think that's like a negative connotation when we say defects or it's not natural. No, it is natural. It is natural. It's
It is
natural.
not natural for you to think that you are in the wrong body. That is
No,
not natural.
I disagree because what happens is it's natural because what happens is so you have GMOs, right? You have people like, oh, yo, let me tell you something. I'm a vegan. Let me tell you something. Yo, if you're a vegan and you only eat motherfucking vegan food, you shouldn't be smoking weed that ain't got no sticks and stems in them because that weed was manufactured in the lab. Like, so it's kind of like this is natural to our existence now, and I got no problem with that. But we need to be very cognizant of how we let the outside forces affect our civilization. So among our civilization, it will not last and will not benefit by having an influx, a high influx of, you know, maybe homosexuality, maybe lesbian, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it's forced or when it's like manufactured, that's when I have a problem. But it's difficult to know when it's manufactured. That's the new problem we deal with in America. It's difficult to know when it's manufactured through social media, news outlets, or whatever, as opposed to, and you'll notice this, a lot of the old school homosexuals, they be like, yo, they do not know the plight that we've been through. And a lot of old school homosexuals, they don't agree with this new age wave, you know, because it's very much commercialized. And that's the difference. Got no problem. Yo, you be what you want to be. Like, trust me, I got nothing but love. But when it's like not genuine and not true, like we say, like the Jenna, maybe it's for popularity. That's when I have a problem. And we gonna have our different problems with it. And that's the beauty of life. We could have our problems with whatever, and it's just is what it is. And I got my problem when it's commercialized and somebody's not genuinely living in their light. And it's hard to decipher now. So it's kind of like, yo, I don't like you because you're faking it.
with that.
How do we know? How do we know? So I gotta love you, but I can speak about the bigger umbrella. But I gotta love you, my brother and sister, because we're still on this earth together. It's just motherfucking John, Tony, Sally, or whatever, and we don't have any control what the politicians or what the quote unquote higher powers have.
I agree with the commercialization of, you know, the community. I think it's because I feel like people have been people and live in their best lives for many, many years,
Yeah.
many, many suns and moons and stars and whatever, right? But I do feel that the commercialization of it kind of people kind of exploit it and
Perfect.
um use that as a way to for whatever their, you know,
Bizarre. Yeah.
personal things similar to like what's coming into comparison, and maybe it's like a loose fitting comparison, but like, you know, people who are having difficulties and want to hurt themselves, right, will not really say it out loud and talk about it and so on or whatever the case. The people who are really having a difficult time do it. And then you find out later on that they're having, you know, these difficulties or whatever the case. And that's not 100% all cases, but that's generally speaking. Those who speak about it are crying for help and or attention. And so I feel like maybe the same with this situation where it's like, I don't know, these kids, it's a thing to do or something.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
even adults, like, you know, Jenner wasn't a kid. He's whatever, is a grown ass adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Again, I can't wrap my mind around you saying that you want to be something that you never have been and never will be. I will not normalize. I will not normalize a trans woman doing anything. I don't even understand why it has to be a trans woman or a trans man. You didn't change, you didn't transfer, because those are not real terminologies. You can't transfer your sex because you feel like it. You can't wake up one day and just because you were popping pills or you had a reassignment surgery, it does not make you something else. All those people, there's thousands of people. It's just a handful of people, but they do these surgeries to look like animals, right? And they put the implants in their face and they put the implants here and they get the cat whiskers because they feel like a kitten. I'm happy that you feel like a kitten, and I think that you should leave your house and feel like a kitten, and nobody should have the right to put their hands on you or
Right. Yeah.
speak ill toward you or speak down to you because you feel that way. That is completely different from me voicing my opinion on a topic. I am not threatening towards any one person. I'm not saying that they should all be died. I'm not saying anything of that nature. I'm saying that I don't agree with it. And I, as a natural born female who identifies as a natural born female, have every fucking right to talk on a subject about other people believing that they are what I am naturally. I have every right to speak on it and I have every right to be upset by it because you don't go through what I've gone through. You will never understand. As I could squeeze your hand and punch you in the dick as many times as I like to try to help you feel what I feel, but that is not going to equate to what actually happens. And every one of us natural born females go through something every month and we all go through it differently. And the only people that can understand that are the people that go through it. It's not an empathy thing. I do not need your empathy. So I don't know. It's just not a real thing. And more than 50% of those cases, they find that there is an underlying issue. And then
Yes.
who pass the mental evaluation, 50% of those people are saying that they wish they never changed. They wish they never did the surgery. They wish they never did X, Y, and Z. So it's not even me speaking on it as a trans person. I don't have to be a trans person. I can read and I can understand what that community is saying about their own people.
Yes. Yes. 100%. It's funny that you touch on that. Excuse me. It's funny that you touch on that because I hear that all the time, and that's like something where you gotta be 100% sure. Yeah, I mean, like it ain't like this science is not perfected, and it's a shame that the science is not perfected because what happens is they start to perfect it even more. But like the amount of like medicine and it's not just a 1, 2, 3 process. It's not like a BBL. Like it's ongoing stuff. And if you figure this right, so I don't know why they do this. Like we can go through all conspiracy theories why they do this and why they allow this, but BP, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even trying to say that name, but Big, and don't nobody say it, but they got a plan, like, and they make a lot of money, especially on like when we have vaccinations and stuff. Excuse me, if y'all don't know Big, I'll just put that in, but to kind of like thing, but it's really like a money move. I mean, as far as Big, what I just said does, it's really a money thing, and you need to consistently go through that and get this and that, get you get certain shots and all that, and it really locks you in. And that's almost the same thing as like how Oxy was and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So it's not just a simple process. And then when people don't want to do it no more, they realize maybe, this is not what I signed up for. It's too late. And they've already started to change the blueprint of the world not the world. They start to change the blueprint of America, because it's really majority America that's the leading force behind that. You know what I mean? Well, welcome to America, baby. This is America.
Yeah, I think that having a clear line in the sand doesn't make you an extremist or a zealot. I think that we can all say what we expect or anticipate from our own lives and from the people that are around us and from the world and beyond. We have our own lens to view life. So I would hate for somebody to say that my opinion doesn't matter because I'm not trans or whatever. My opinion absolutely does matter because you're trying to be me. So that's how I fit into that convo. And I can't speak for men. I just can only assume, whatever. But
now you can. You out here looking like a man. You can speak for us.
Your mother looks like a man.
But you look like my mammy. Okay, how about that, bitch? You look like my mammy. Okay, how about that?
Is that the one you used to sleep with?
No.
Your mammy?
If my mammy look anything like you, I would not. I mean, you look like Tony.
You rather sleep with your homeboys?
I'd have all of every. See what I'm saying? See, we're gonna do that.
Sleep with your boyfriends. We're
about to fucking blacklist you. We're about to fucking cancel you. Just
oh. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Mm. You look like your box smell like fish anyway, but go ahead, beautiful.
Thank you. What kind? Is it like salmon or trout? Or is it kind of like more meaty like shark?
Nah, more like red snapper.
Ooh, delicious.
Delicious. You have to put that vinegar in there because you never do.
And some pepper
yes.
sauce and
yes.
onion.
Leave that in the fridge for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
Tony, you over there looking like that too. Tony, you feel about your box smell like yellow snapper, okay? All right, Tony?
Sure. I'll take it.
She doesn't. No clue.
Yeah, you know what? You should smell like tuna now. Just sure. Yeah.
In a can? In oil or water?
Ooh, in the can is crazy. See? In the can is crazy. In the can is I wouldn't. In a can.
Some of you keep it in a box. She keeps it in a can.
Oh, but it's white chunk and oil, kept in oil.
That's the horrible one. It's supposed to be solid and in water. But okay, I'll take it.
Why you gotta say chunk when we talking about the crotch? You don't want to hear the word chunk.
Nah, because you don't eat enough yogurt. You know what I mean? So that thing they're real chunky.
Yogurt? I don't eat yogurt at all. But
that's why that shit chunky.
Sure. I make my own, as you say, right?
Yeah.
People nasty. You people nasty.
Yeah.
Water is definitely preferred.
What? I fuck with that oil. I'm not even gonna hold you. He makes that oil. Well, let me explain something to you. So it depends what you're making. Like if you're making like a tuna fish sandwich, I prefer that oil, yo. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'd rather that oil.
time you drain it, your hands is all oily and shit. You got oil all over the counter.
I ran that oil.
It smells for an additional
Hey,
week.
but you prefer the oil and the tuna fish in the oil, or tuna fish water? That's why your pum pum tastes like that, yo. So Corey prefer the nice and juicy. Nah, all right, whatever. So Corey prefer the oil too. No, she prefer the water. Prefer the water.
It has to be water.
Yeah,
You the
but
weirdo.
her
It
box,
needs to be
like,
solid, not the chunk. Solid is better. Solid white.
her box smell like garbage after a holiday and shit, because you know they skip you. They don't even come pick up the garbage. You know what I mean? They wait a week. So that's what her
And you
box
gonna lick it up just like that too.
I do. All right, because I'm a dirty nigga. What that make you?
You a rat. You the nigga hanging out at the trash can.
Yo, you can't say it. Yo, we got a big rat problem in New York. Yo, you can't.
I know. I know, Splinter.
Ooh, I was gonna call him Ratatouille, but whichever one.
Yo, nah.
That nigga too.
As long as I ain't call me Stuart, because you know Stuart Little, I'll fuck with either one. Yeah.
I'm thinking that might be the perfect name.
Fuck y'all. Y'all can't take that. I made that up. Fuck that.
Hey, if you give me something, why shouldn't we take it?
This is true.
You can take this.
Usually,
Hey.
I thought you like to give and for
Hey.
the person to take, but okay.
You can take this dick, babe.
Sure.
Yeah, take this dick.
Downtown,
Downtown.
you just have to go through the chunks, as you said. There's-
I wish we could stop.
Why? Let's continue. So I do want to point, like, I hear what you're saying, Candy. And you know what? I don't think I thought about.
I didn't know you were looking. You were looking up before when I
I was,
Yeah.
and now I'm not. But I hear what you're saying as far as like speaking from your perspective, coming from a woman's perspective, and you know, other people wanting to acquire
My likeness.
right. 'Cause I'm like,
Ooh,
what
right,
would you your likeness? And I guess I didn't see it from that perspective. And I think for me, it's like I'm a woman, yes, but I think I identify as Black first. So the Black stuff is what
It's more triggering.
triggers. Yes, that's what triggers me more. So with anything like that, you know, this topic, it's like don't really have an opinion on it. So that's what made me. Why I was quiet, sitting, and pondering about what you were both saying.
That's good.
That makes sense. And I'm pretty sure there's many people who are like, I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit. Which is how I feel about like who you want to sleep with. Your sexual preference, like, has nothing to do with me.
Hi, Sean. Nobody
Sean.
knows him Chewy, but Sean.
I thought about him earlier today. I said, I wonder if he'll be like, oh, hi, Sean.
Oh.
So I identify as old man, my good brother. And you know what? Let me tell y'all something.
Oh.
Women say, yo, you never know what it's like to give birth, you know? And they hold life. Now, me as a man, I'm like, yo, I don't necessarily give it, you know what I mean? Like, but we obviously inseminate, but and I definitely get what y'all are saying, because it's I would like somebody to understand like what I go through as a heavy melanated man in this country. But the difference is, no matter what country you're in, as a naturally born woman, you know, you carry a child, and women will tell you it's for 10 months. It's not for 9. It's for 10.
Thank you.
That part.
Yeah. So it's disrespectful, especially when somebody says, yo, well, I get discriminated against. you know, but as far as like a woman, like now, first of all, women were allowed to vote after heavy melanated men. Yeah, I mean, so like let's get that out. Women were the last ones to get the rights to vote. So it's really a plight to be a woman,
Thank you.
and it's like yo, like if y'all know me, I know I love everybody. You know what I mean? And I could say the same thing for my co-hosts, you know. I think Tony loves a little too much, blindly and very ignorantly, but I don't even know if ignorantly is a word. And I think Candy is a little more protective, but once she allows you to be loved by her, it's unlimited. You know what I mean? So we're not coming from a standpoint of like anger or hate. You know, it's just like, yo, this is where I'm from. Yeah, I mean, so it's just, yo, I have no idea what it's like to be a woman. A woman has no idea what it's like to be a man. So you know, vice versa. Like that's not a realm we want to play with, nor for color, nor for somebody to say, oh, I know what it's like to be a small hat, a Muslim, you know, anything. Not in America. Not in America. As far as maybe being a Caucasus Mountain dwelling man, you know, that you know, it's been historically a lot easier. So nobody should assume any gender, race, creed that's outside of a Caucasus Mountain dwelling man. And even them, they go through stuff because the Irish had a hard time coming over to this country. The Italians had a hard time coming to this country. So nobody should assume anybody's identity. You know, we individually have a tough time. And if you want to transition into somebody else's identity, like I can't just transition into a white man. They're not accepting me. They're not accepting me.
But why? I'm joking.
Well, I'm too dark. I'm too dark. You know, maybe I can lie and say I'm Cuban or Dominican. You know what I mean, but I don't know enough Spanish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just say see.
Oh, see, now you wilding. That's yeah, chill. All right, that's enough. That's enough, man. I'm a quarter Cuban. Yeah.
I don't care what you gonna say. Y'all know y'all sound like that. It is what it is. And you gonna say black people have some crazy ass names. You're right. Our co-host name is Taniqua. She got every letter in the fucking alphabet. At least twice. Right? Mad shit silent. I don't know. I don't understand black people either. And I talk about them niggers too.
That sounds like a hard ER there.
It was an absolute hard ER.
I identify as a Caucasus Mountain dwelling man that turns into a woman that's really a man.
Ooh, deep.
Mm.
Deeper than the pussy of a girl 6 feet. One feels sweet, it's a little petite.
Ooh, fire. Fire. So let's go on to a follow-up. Y'all agree? You want to go into a follow-up?
I'll follow you up them stairs. Oh no, I was talking to. Oh my bad, I was talking to the viewer.
Okay.
The viewer.
Okay. All right.
I didn't mean it.
Don't.
Not you.
Just careful now. Careful
yeah,
now.
My bad.
So let me ask y'all something. And this goes to y'all, and y'all could flip the question. Would you date somebody that identifies as one thing and goes over to the other?
Tony?
What? Identifies as one thing but goes over to the
Maybe
other?
Identifies as male and goes over to female, or vice versa. And break it down if you would date a male that identifies now as a female as opposed to a female that identifies as a male.
I don't know.
Which one? Break it down. We're not letting you get away this far. School's no longer in session. Break it down.
I don't know. Thank you so much. And back to you in the studio.
I don't know because I'm not sure if I would be completely opposed to dating someone who identified as transgender. because I feel that if I'm attracted to someone and am enjoying like a conversation or whatever the case, and we kind of take it from there and they let me know what's going on, with them and what stage and process they're in. Um, and if I agree to it, then I agree to it. But I guess it all depends on the person. I like people in general. So if your vibes are where it's at, then I'm down for whatever.
Okay. Would you like to know beforehand, or is that something that? Because what you have to understand is, so I've heard of somebody saying, that they don't necessarily believe they have to actually say what they were necessarily born as, and they could just go about life as such. So, do you want to know beforehand, or it's like, it is what it is, and when I'm in that mode, it kind of doesn't matter. So, what do you feel?
I feel like if I am connecting with someone and we're texting or calling or whatever the case, let's say we go to hang out. If we decide to be friends and that's it, there's no like romantic situation happening. I'm hoping, at some point you let me know because, why not? That's what friends share things. And yeah. Now if it's romantic, I would say that I would like to know before things get serious. So like, let's talk about this either in texting, calling, or whatever the case, and or like first meetup. Like, by the way, I used to whatever. And that way I can make my own decision at that point. But
Let
if
me. It's not I used to whatever. It's bitch, I'm still such and such, but I think I am whatever. I'm sorry for the
or
bitch.
it could be that it could be post surgery. I don't know their lives. They could have had top surgery. They could have had, the sex change, that could have all happened and I don't know, but I should be able to make that decision for myself prior to engaging in any kind of activity with a person. I would hope. At the same time, people are liars and people withhold truth, which I feel is also lying. Let me know.
So before we go on to Kenny, I want to ask you the same thing. I want to know, like, so Tony, as you say that, so I'm like, yo, can you get something if it's like not a real appendage? Like, can you still like catch an STI if it's not a real appendage? I don't know. Yeah.
Yes. There's an exchange of bodily fluids because that person, it's still your genitals rubbing against one
Yeah, but
another.
you're not busting no more. Like you, if it's fake, you ain't.
Semen or cum doesn't matter. That doesn't contribute it could be skin to skin contact and you can get herpes even. So that's not a factor of whether or not you can get an STI, STD,
Okay.
HIV, AIDS. Regardless to whoever you lay with, if you're grinding with them, you need to protect yourself.
Okay. That's good to know. Candy, you want to know? You don't want to know what's going on?
I wanna know.
I want to know what you got in your
Yes,
hand.
you are.
What you got in your
I want to know.
Yeah.
I like to know if you're a man.
For sure. Like I want to know up front and not like, oh, when we meet at dinner, nah, my nigga. Nah, my nigga. You gonna tell me
Or
that?
nah, my bitch.
Nah, my hoe. This shit well in advance. Just to let you know, just because you might be looking for a penis. I don't have one. Can't out the bag, literally. Yeah, so because I'm not. If you present yourself a certain way, it's similar to like me walking around in a nun uniform, but they don't know that that's my outfit for the strip club. That's just not fair. It's just not fair because I'm presenting to you a certain way and telling you that this is the life that I'm leading, but underneath those garments, I'm doing something else with it.
Yeah.
Or nipple tassels. Oh,
Right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly. I got a whole nipple tassel set, matching vag tass, a vag tass. And then
Not Sister Mary Candy.
listen, child, that's what they had called me in the streets, honey. That's what they had said. Okay.
Oh goodness.
But I would not think that that's a cool thing to do. And we find that a lot of trans women, who are the males that transition to womanhood, a lot of them find themselves on the other side of life because they didn't say all that they should have said when they should have said it. Like, while we're having sex is not the time to spring it on somebody. You know what I'm saying? It needs, and if you are someone who's so gun-ho about transitioning because this is what you feel in your heart, soul, mind, spirit, you feel it everywhere across the board, why aren't you saying it so loud and proud? If I just worked my ass off and now I got a home and I got a, it's my first home, you think I'm not going to tell people? I'm going to tell everybody because it's something that I'm proud of, something that I did, something that I want other people to acknowledge that I did. It's my success. So if your whole goal in life is to transition from A to B, why are you not telling everybody? Why are you not on your soapbox speaking, preaching your truth?
That's
Like, that makes no sense to me. Oh, I'm gonna do all this shit, but then I just want you to look at me the way I want you to look at me. No, you went through a whole process. Be proud of your process and speak your truth. Don't now hide behind what you set yourself up as to now make that your bodyguard. No, man, that's just gonna turn ugly for you because people are gonna see what they see, which is the whole point of getting all these surgeries and taking all these pills, is so that people can stop questioning, are you male or female? You want them to easily identify you when they see you. That's the whole goal, right? So cool. You made it through. You got through the woods, through the hard times. Now when they see you, little Miss Mary Mac is now just Mr. Mac. All right. And so now we seeing Mr. Mac. Cool, Mr. Mac. But you gotta let me know that just like Mr. Potato Head, you got some interchangeable parts, honey.
not the Miss Mary Mac.
You got interchangeable parts, boo-boo. So I don't know what to tell you. And I need to know that up front because I may say, you know what, I did Mr. Potato Head last year. I'm not doing that this year. New year, new me. No more potatoes. So now I'm out. You give me that damn option, that's for sure. But I don't like people that are tricky about it and that think it's like it's funny to play with other people's lives, but then as soon as somebody says something negative to them or hurtful to them, now it's like, oh, can't believe you would ostracize me. Well, you ostracizing me, you attacking me, you doing things against me without my knowledge because you're presenting a certain way and you're a different person. It's the same way, like, everybody, if you're dating somebody and you haven't researched to see if they're on the sex offenders list, woe to you. Because you never know if you could be dating a sex offender. It's not something that they're going to readily tell you because why? They're embarrassed by it. So if you're going to go through this whole process and still have shame behind it, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. If you can't say and stand on your own feet and say, hell fucking yeah, I did this shit and I look fucking fly as fuck. If you don't have the cojones or lack thereof to do such a thing, woo, then don't do it, boo-boo. Boo-boo cakes. Then don't do it because you're a perpetrator. Well, no, I know I was born a man. I know I was born, but I ain't gonna tell nobody. I had to get there. I took a bus and a few planes.
Yeah.
Little cargo cart. In order for me to get here, but no, my nigga, that's wild. That's crazy to me. You're not living in your own truth.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Because a lot of people think that like if you want to know, you're trying to like bash him, or like you're like, are you demeaning me? Or no. Every person has a right to know like what they're getting into, literally. Like what I'm about to dive into. Like, is it a pure whore? Like, I want to go in a pure hole. You know what I mean? So we should know. And and you know what? Like, most of us, we're gonna appreciate you for who you are. And I think that's the thing. Like, I think we live in a time where we feel like people won't accept it, but it's like, yo, fuck the acceptance. Like, obviously we have to, because so many people are afraid because they don't want to be cast as somebody that has hate. You know, as humans, I was talking about this at work. It's like, I think most humans, we need to learn what love is. Yeah, I mean, but I truly think that as humans, we are born having like good and bad. Like, we kind of know good and bad, but like love and hate, love needs to grow, hate needs to grow. But good and bad is just kind of like, we know, yo, if I hurt this person, they're not gonna feel good. Like, yo, you look at a bear, like you'll see, or any animals. Like I've seen a bear fall, and or a gorilla. Well, gorillas are different. Apes are different. Any other animal sound like apes, and they're like trip or something. And like within the like the bear community or the lizard community, they won't even laugh. Like, you don't see any affection or emotion from them. Like, ape community, they may like do a giggle or something, and that's because we're so much more sophisticated. But also, like, I truly believe like we are born with a certain sense of like good and bad, or like good and evil, where we kind of like we know what's accepted. But love and hate is something different. Love and hate is normally taught. So we learn to like, yo, like, I hate this person, or I love this, I hate that. But good and bad, we generally know, yo, if somebody is hurting, that most likely kind of supersedes that type of feeling. And it's like, yo, I don't care what you are. Let me know what the motherfucker you identify as, or what you think you are, especially in this world, in this time of this country, not in this world, because not all over. This is like secluded to like only about maybe 5 to 10 countries. Not many countries subscribe to this shit. Yeah, I mean, so, and like you said, like, no harm needs to be done. It's just, I want to know what I'm getting into. Point blank, period. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to work and I know I'm working with some assholes, all right, I know how I'm gonna handle myself. I'm gonna make sure I eat, because I get aggy. You know what I mean? That hanger is the thing. And I know how to go about myself.
I mean, that's the other thing. Like, it's kind of like people love to say phobic this and phobic that. I'm phobic of many fucking things. I'm shark phobic. I do not, as much as I have learned about sharks, it does not make me say, oh, now that I know so much about you, I am one of you. I identify as a shark today because I'm gonna go swim with them sharks and they gonna eat me. And that's what happens. These people transition and they try to be included in the group that they thought they was a part of, and they get devoured by that group. You got to be prepared for that. You got to be prepared for that. But you know what? I won't know how to handle myself in a male group because I'm not a fucking male. And you may be devoured by some feminine females or some aggressive females if you enter the wrong fucking group.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, not people phobic. This is why I don't talk to black people. There's got to be a black person or Nikki, which is the same.
Yeah, I think that might be Sean.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, I said a black person, so I mean he fits the
Say
description.
your name. Say your name. Say your name. Ooh.
Oh,
Because
now with the
around you.
exclamation point, child.
Yeah, that was a little.
Yeah, it's like I do identify as white, but it's not taken. Like, it's for some reason people aren't, when they look at me, they don't see it. I'm like, I identify as a white female, but nobody sees that. So, and I keep trying to roll up in the white people group, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I totally understand that, for reals, for sure.
For real, of course.
They don't understand me either. So there's that. And like I said, you could think you belong to a group all you want. Go test it. Go test your theory.
Go notes. That's just me.
I always put other. I always
Yeah.
put other. They said, "Do you have a disability?" I'd rather not say. I might have one tomorrow if I don't feel like I don't know where I'm gonna have a disability. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And there's nobody can tell me anything else. Okay. There's laws against that. You cannot single me out because I feel like I have a disability today. Thank you. My anorexia is acting up today. So it is what it is.
Oh, well,
Pronouns. I thought they can. Yes. No pronouns.
yeah, fuck all that, man.
I'm a she. She got the sexy body. She might she shoot you with it. She got the she might shit. Bump bump. All right, sorry.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would love and I would have great pleasure to introduce a certain spicy, saucy, never watery, magnificent she by the name of Tony with the with the news and notes.
Thanks. Yes, about that.
She ain't got nothing for y'all. She ain't got nothing for y'all. She's about to make some shit up.
I sent you mad articles. You didn't even have to look it up this week.
Yeah, she ain't got nothing.
It didn't happen, but I was reading a little something earlier today. Shut up, Sean. And there is a young lady and her mom, and I don't know where from or anything. I'm gonna butcher everything, but I have the premise of the article. A young lady and her mom who are being they're in court now because they were arrested because the mom ordered abortion pills for the daughter 2 years ago when she was 17. And they're in a state that banned abortions. So that's what I was reading, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Not necessarily on topic, at the same time, terrible. Like, my body, my choice, and it's clearly not. So
wow, that's beautiful, baby.
You're welcome. So I wasn't fully prepared. I was partially prepared. So there's that.
Yeah, you sound like one. You sound like they them.
That's fine. I'll be that.
You gotta say we'll be that.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be that.
We'll be that. Focus.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, my opinions are my opinions. They're valid and they're worthwhile. And if you have an issue with my opinions, then that's great. I love that. That's why we're here to discuss our differences. But it has nothing to do with if I hate anybody or if I'm afraid of anybody or any of those other ridiculous terminologies. Just because you disagree with something does not make you a hateful person. It makes you somebody that knows what you like and what you dislike. And that's just something I dislike. That's the shit I don't like. What they said?
That's that shit I don't like.
I'm not going to normalize a transitioning female carrying tampons and pads. I'm not going to normalize a transitioning female to even be a female. And that's my choice. I don't have to acknowledge you as such. You're not. You're if you would like to be called trans person or tranny or transgender, sure, I'll take any of those. But trans woman, you are not.
No.
You have never been a woman. I will not call you or label you a woman. If you want me to call you Karen, I will call you Karen. Right. But I will not be referring to you as a female or as a woman because 100%. You're not.
Right. And it doesn't change. And that's the thing. That's the thing that hurts me the most. Is that's why I feel like when they like try to get at certain politicians for causing like dissension amongst the people. No, that's dissension amongst the people. I don't care what you are. Let me tell you something. If I see you out in the streets and I see you need my help, I will assist. Like I don't care what you are.
$1,000.
No, first of all, well, maybe physically, because let me tell you something. A lot of them and they got the money. Yeah, I mean, but
All right, let's move on to your Doc Shinny rant because I feel like you about to rant right now.
I ain't about to rant. I'm just that's all, and I don't care. I don't care what it is like, and I think that's the main thing is we need to have that level of love, and that's really all it's about. It's not about anything else. Like this and that. No, like you will be okay in this community. You're okay in any community, no matter who you are, no matter what you believe you are. I don't care. I don't think many of us care. We just carry love, and that's what it's really about. It's carrying the love.
Well, now
Yeah.
I would like to present the one and only incredibly sexy sexual chocolate, Dr. Shenny with the Henny. Yay!
So first of
I'm
all,
stand it for a minute.
yeah, me and Kevin Hart is born on the same day, July 6th, you know, but you can't call me sex with chocolate. He already got that. Well, you got chocolate drop. Remember the fact, you can't call me that.
Chocolate dropper.
Chocolate dropper. Yeah, all right. You're right. Well, this week, I want to touch on the fact of let's bring back the times when you could be in your little car, your Honda, your Honda Civic, whatever car you in. You ain't gotta even have no foreign. And you can holler at a shorty. You know what I mean? Like, let's bring that back. You know, it's women don't even want you to look their way, you know, and let's get rid of like women, y'all have traveled a long way. The same as us heavy melanated people traveled a long way. But it's great. I think it's great for women to be, to be looked at in an appreciative way and with respect. Like obviously, give them like 3-second stares and that's it. 5-second at most, and move on. If she doesn't give you an eye glance, move on, buddy. Move on. But what happened to those days where we holler at shorties from our car? I remember my man used to do the. I didn't like that. You know, the old cat calls. The cat calls may have been a little too much. But what happened to those days? You know, I appreciate those days where a female would give you a look. Yeah, I mean, you go out the car, you holler at old girl. I seen an old boy, he tried to holler at old girl, and motherfucker, he chose to like dirty motherfucker. His mama actually, she probably works off her back because he cussed her out. You know what I mean? I thought that was crazy. We don't need those days where we cuss the lady out because they don't want to, I mean, show any emotion to our calls. But I miss those days where, you know, men were men and women were women, and we just let each other know when we're interested in them. Because these men don't know when to holler at these ladies. These ladies don't know how to appropriately let these men know that they accept their advances. So we're all a bit confused.
Can we also say these men don't know how to appropriate accept a decline?
No, they don't. And you know what? That's been around for a very long time. That's why I say they mama probably worked off their back. Yeah, I mean, I like to say real disrespectfully, because if you want to holler at a shorty, if you want to holler at a woman disrespectfully, then obviously you never been taught by a woman. You know, and that in those days are missing because a lot of women kind of enjoy maybe having, you know, or somebody's enjoyed having somebody else kind of like give them advances. But when the advance is not reciprocated, I urge y'all to walk away. Walk away without saying anything derogatory, because you only make your mama look stupid and make it look like you wasn't raised right. So learn how to holler at these significant others, as they say. Man, motherfuck that. Learn how to holler at these women, because women deserve to be hollered at. You know what I mean? because we are the dominant species, but we are nothing and absolutely nothing without a woman. So if you don't know how to holler at a woman, I urge y'all to call your mama up and cuss that bitch out. And then you tell her you heard it from Doc Shenny. And I'll probably smash it. And that's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Doc Shenny. Thank you so much. It was great. I hope you all were sipping and puffing or whatever you do. As long as you do with us.
As long as you do what you do.
Yeah, as long as you do.
I want to say really quick. So I had a recent encounter, not very recent, but late last year, encounter of someone trying to holler from their car, and wasn't really paying attention. It was rainy. It was late. I'm trying to go the fuck home. And I went downstairs into the train station, and the person found me and like came in the train station
Wow.
to try to continue to speak. So that was, if I wanted the advance, I would say it was pleasant. But I did not. And they accepted the decline and continued along their merry way. So they weren't too extra. So it was an okay exchange. It wasn't too extra. It wasn't. So just to say, it does still happen.
Damn, that's good. I'm glad that does.
Yeah.
When I worked at the other job, I was always outdoors and the cars would be around constantly. And so they'll be like, yo, security. No, sir. A part of my job is to help the community and help the travelers
Resident.
and the residents and etc. So I have to acknowledge someone. However, once I see that you're on your bullshit, that's gonna be a big no for me. Because you know what? The last time I did stop and actually have a conversation, it turned terribly. It was terrible. Never talk to a man who is still in his car. You do not know what he looks like. And I didn't find out what that gentleman looked like until later that evening, and I was very, very saddened by what I saw. We'll leave that there. In July, so just to let you guys know, the upcoming days, tomorrow is National Junk Food Day. So if you were going to have a cheat day, let it be mañana. That's tomorrow in Spanish.
You're so proficient.
Thank you. Then we also have National Ice Cream Day on the 23rd.
Yeah.
And then we have National Wine and Cheese Day on the 25th. Now that's a day that we really need to focus and hone in on. National Wine and Cheese Day on the 25th.
National Wine and Cheese Day.
National Wine and Cheese Day, child. I need y'all to explore that day. And if your bosses have anything to say to you, tell them Doc Shenny told you it's okay.
Don't get fired now.
And if you happen to like bagels, on the 25th, National Bagel Fest Day. So those are some reasons to celebrate in July. Shout out to all you can. Shout out to Johnny, whose birthday just passed on the 17th.
Happy birthday, Johnny.
Happy birthday, Johnny.
To all you cancers, live well and prosper.
What's the next sign? Cancer.
Leo.
Leo. It's almost Leo season. Next week will be Leo season.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to say happy birthday to Corey, right?
Yeah. Yo. Let me say.
And 7:30.
7:30 Boys
anniversary
MC
coming up.
Anniversary, July 28th, 29th, and 30th. I urge y'all to come out there on the 29th. That's when we'll be out in Baltimore, Maryland. If you need or want a address, DM me or one of my beautiful calls.
Yes.
I wish I could be there. I'll be in Nashville.
Yeah, you ain't shit.
She's
Candy,
spicy.
what about you?
What'd you say?
You ain't shit. What about you, Candy?
That's fine.
I just
Usually not.
started a new job, so I'm not certain of when I will be able to.
Take time and whatnot.
But 100% next year.
100%.
No. Well, I don't know. I can't tell you 100% anything. You know, I don't know my life, child. That's the Lord. The Lord knoweth.
Yeah, I'll be praying for you.
Thank you.
Well, until next time, you beautiful guests and beautiful co-hosts.
Good night, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
20 chicks in the building.
Yeah.
30 boys.